Welcome back, chess family. In this video I will basically be going over volume 6 of Chess Champ. Chess Champ is a book which was written by a gentleman who goes by the name of Igor Shushkin. Alright, so we'll be going over volume 6, Chess Champ, Tactics in Attack and Defense. And the first puzzle that we're going to look at is going to be puzzle number 1. Alright, some of you might have gone through these puzzles, but it's very important to master these puzzles, to understand the basic concepts behind these puzzles, because as you soon discover, there are many other concepts which we built upon these simple concepts. Alright, so let's start with puzzle number 1 of volume 6, Chess Champ puzzle book. First of all, when we're talking about a skewer basically is a chess maneuver that we use in chess. A skewer is a tactic where a player attacks an opponent's piece, forcing them to move it and simultaneously attacking another piece behind the first one. Alright, so basically in simple terms, a skewer is, we're going to attack one piece, and that piece here is going to be the king, and then the king is going to move. It can move in any direction. It can come to this square or it can come to that square, and then as the king moves, it will leave behind, it will expose this queen to capture. Alright, so a skewer basically is a tactic where a player attacks an opponent's piece, forcing them to move it and simultaneously attacking another piece behind the first one. Alright, so let's see what exactly I'm trying to say. Alright, so we're going to attack this king here, this king, the white king, which is on e5. Right, we're going to attack the king on e5, and then the king is going to move, and then when the king moves, it will expose this the queen behind it. So let's go ahead and do that. So rook e1, rook e8, check, and then the king has to move, so the king can move here. Alright, or the king could have moved even on to this square or even this square. Alright, but the king has to move, and then as the king moves, we can then come and capture there. Alright, so that is an example of a skewer. Alright, so the concept of a skewer, it's you find numerous examples of puzzles which follow that same concept or principle of a skewer, of attacking one piece. In this particular case, we'll be attacking the king, because he was saying winning the queen by giving check, winning the queen by using this tactic of a skewer. Alright, so many of those puzzles, from puzzles 1 to 6, will be giving check to the king such that it moves, and then we end up capturing the queen. Alright, so that's the concept of a skewer. Please try puzzles 1 to 6 and see if you basically mastered that concept. Alright, it's very important for you to master these simple concepts, because as we go forward, you'll find that many of the puzzles are built on top of some of these simple concepts, like a skewer. Alright, so please try out those puzzles 1 to 6, and have fun solving them. Alright, so next puzzle that we want to go to, let's go to our next puzzle. Let's see what puzzle is next here. we want to go to puzzle number 10. Alright, puzzle number 10 is removing the guard. Alright, puzzle number 10 is about removing the guard. Some of you have already gone through this book, and so some of these concepts aren't really new to you, but for those of you who hadn't got time to go through some of those puzzles yet, I'll basically help you and walk you through these how to solve these puzzles. Alright, so let's look at this position. Remember, the first thing that we do as chess players is we look at the board and we count the number of pieces on board. Alright, in this case we have, each side has got a queen. Alright, each side has got a queen. In this case each side has got a queen. Alright, so queen, rook, which is 5 points, and then 2 knights, which is 6 points. Alright, and then 2 pawns, 2 pawns. So black is ahead in terms of points. He's ahead in terms of points. He's ahead by 1 point. All right, so but there is a tactic that we can use to gain the advantage in this position, and that is this tactic called removing the guard. Let's look at our position. It's white's turn to play, and let's take a good look at black's position. All right, so black has got a queen here. The queens are attacking each other, right? So my queen is being attacked by his, and his is being attacked by mine, but it's my turn to move. Right, so if I can remove then we ask ourselves, what is protecting black's queen? All right, so it's my turn to move. What is protecting black's queen? And we find that it's this knight over here. This knight, which is sitting on g7, is the one which is protecting this queen on e8. So if I can remove the guard, which is the knight which is guarding this queen, I can then take this queen for free using my queen. Right, so if I can remove this guard, this knight which is guarding our queen, I can gain a piece for free. All right, so let me try and see if that will work. Okay, all right, so rook to g7 check. Right, as you can see, this is a check. So because it's a check, black cannot capture my queen immediately. All right, he cannot. Yeah, it's a check, and he has to respond to the check. Okay, remember, our king is the most valuable piece on the board, and it definitely has to respond to any attack that comes its way, especially a check. Right? So this is a check, and black has got two options. He can either move here, or he can capture here. All right, or he can capture here. So he captures there. All right, so I took on rook times to say rook takes on g7 check, and the black king is forced to capture. All right, so now it's now my turn to play. Now the queen here is no longer, the black queen here is no longer protected by a knight. In fact, there is nothing protecting this queen, as you can see. So I can go ahead and capture it. All right, now that I've captured it, we then go ahead and count our pieces, and you find that I'm leading by 6 points. All right, because we're equal on pawns. It's now a queen versus knight game. All right, so I'm winning on points. All right, so that's an important concept called removing the guard. All right, so I would like you to go through puzzles from 7 to 12 and just try and solve those puzzles which have to do with removing the guard. Right, the concepts are basically the same. You are basically removing the guard which is protecting a